All right, looking at live pictures now. This is obviously very exciting. Just waiting to see the astronauts emerge. And retired Lieutenant Colonel Dave Mahan is standing by now, former commander of the U.S. Air Force's 1st Air Force Detachment 3, which is responsible for the planning and rescue and recovery of astronauts. Obviously, these things take time for a reason. What can you tell us is going on right now?
So like former correspondent was talking about, so they've done the collar, they've done the front porch, and I would expect to see the crew coming out at any moment. They do have to work harnesses so that the helicopters can hoist them up there. So right now it's really just getting everything set up so that when it's time and the helicopters are there, they can get them off as quickly as possible.
All right, let's listen in. I believe the astronauts may be coming out. All right, we're going to keep listening into NASA Mission Control as we're waiting for the astronauts Christina, Koch, Victor Glover, Jeremy Hansen, and Commander Wiseman.
We are expecting the other crew members momentarily to be extracted.
All right, it's one of those moments where it's wait and see, but we will continue waiting to see this historic event right now. As you can see, they have all of the medics and the crew waiting. Two crew members just out, if you can zoom in and see, and we'll listen in more from Mission Control. So the audio does keep cutting in and out, but Lieutenant, if you're there by chance, can you tell me what's happening as they're leaving the capsule now?
So as they're leaving the capsule, they're being assisted by the Navy divers. Just obviously space travel has effects on the body, so they're making sure that they're stable and that they're escorting them to a place in the front porch where they can sit them down, do last minute checks, make sure that they're prepared to be taken up into the helicopter and hoisted off of the front porch to be taken to the Mertha.
I mean, I can only imagine what their body has experienced, from space to the splashdown to now breathing fresh air to then being hoisted into a helicopter. These are hardy astronauts that they've trained for. They know that this is what's going to happen, so it's no surprise to them. But boy, this is quite a haul on a body.
It absolutely is, yeah.
What is it like when they first take their first step out to fresh air? That must be amazing.
It must absolutely be amazing, and I know that everybody there is specifically there for their safety, but I'm sure if the cameras could zoom in, there's a lot of smiling faces on that raft.
Yeah, and I believe that we have crew member number 3 out, so there's just one more to go. We'll have all 4 astronauts out of the capsule and then ready to be checked over again before being hoisted up into the helicopter. And Lieutenant, I know that the final to all of this is that they are reunited with their family as they've been watching from afar, just like we have, of this successful mission.
I'm sure the families are extremely excited and ready to see their loved ones.
Lieutenant Colonel David Mahan, thank you so much. And joining me now, Derrick Pitts, Chief Astronomer at the Franklin Institute. Derrick, thanks for always standing by. Okay, tell us what's happening right now. We have 3 out of the 4 astronauts, I believe, out of the capsule.
3 out of the capsule, 1 more to come out. And
one more to go.
Once they get that 1 more done, they'll be able to do medical checks again, just to check and make sure everything's good for a helicopter flight now back to the USS John P. Mertha. We can see the helicopters circling around. In fact, our camera view is on board one of these helicopters as it's circling around. But it seems as if everything is going according to plan. They have plenty of personnel on board that front porch deck that you see there, and it looks very stable. That mass has also helped to stabilize the Orion spacecraft itself. So they're coming out, they get to take a breath of fresh air, stretch a little bit actually also after being inside the capsule for 9 days. And the next things they'll be doing is moving the front porch away from the capsule, getting it at a good safe distance away so they can bring in the helicopters to pick the astronauts one by one up from the front porch to head back to the Mertha.
I believe we have all the astronauts out. Let's listen in.
Once again, all 4 crew members now on the front porch. And the procedure to begin hoisting them up to these 2 Navy helicopters hovering overhead will begin shortly.
Derrick Pitts, thank you so much. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans live in San Diego. Carter, all 4 astronauts are now out on the front porch, as you've been saying. Tell us what else you're seeing.
What a relief to see them, I think, at this point. This is the shot we've all been waiting for. Everybody looks good. Everybody looks healthy. We saw them crawl across the front porch there and sit down with seemingly no trouble. So the next thing we're going to see here is they're going to disconnect that front porch, and then they're going to tow it away from the capsule and then pluck those astronauts one by one. There are 4 helicopters circling overhead right now, 2 simply for surveillance, probably providing the shots that we're seeing right now. And there are 2 more that are going to rotate, taking these crew members off of the front porch. Once they pull it away from the capsule, they'll remove them from it one by one and bring them over to the USS John P. Murtha. Well, they'll be checked out in the medical bay there. They're going to continue doing some tests on them. They're going to take their blood pressure, get their vitals. They're going to be doing blood tests, saliva tests. They're going to be doing cognitive functioning tests, all sorts of things to make sure that they're okay after coming back from this zero gravity environment for the last 9 or 10 days or so. And then what's going to happen is really up to the astronauts. They can stay on the ship tonight if they want. If they're not feeling up to it, they can go ahead and sleep there. What is more likely going to happen is once they clear medical on board the ship, is that they're going to be flown back via helicopter here to San Diego, to North Island Naval Station, where they'll undergo even more medical checks. And then they'll have the choice. They could perhaps fly back to Houston tonight. That is a possibility, but it is more likely they'll end up staying here in San Diego for the night at a hotel. They'll wake up in the morning, they'll undergo some more medical procedures, and then they'll fly back to Houston.
Carter, this is so fun looking at the aerial pictures in real time of the astronauts. I'm trying to pick like who's who, and are they smiling, are they laughing, are they high-fiving? Whatever they're doing, they are back home safe. And, you know, this crew had a lot of personality in space with just all of their interviews and their conversations. I have a feeling that they're going to be a lot of fun when it comes to post interviews as well. How about you?
Yeah, it seemed like they were having a lot of fun up there, and they're going to have a lot to say about their experience and, of course, their perspective, too. Imagine how your perspective must change when you're that far away from Earth, looking back and watching the Earth rise from behind the moon and the sun shine on the shores that you're familiar with from the ground but have never seen from that perspective before. Imagine what it's like being back on Earth, having seen that with your own eyes. I think that that's a pretty intense moment, something that they're probably going to remember for the rest of their lives, and it's going to be interesting to hear what their reactions are as soon as we're able to talk to them. Probably, at least, I know there are some crews, NASA video crews aboard the ship, so hopefully we'll get to hear from them as soon as they get back to the ship.
Yeah, that was very poetic, what you just said, though. Carter Evans. Carter, thank you so much.